Ciao. I am stressed about the darkness because I really need to drive home. I miss my mommy, so I just had to rinse my glass. Ooh, mdase angisaphithizeli nje. Ayini mdase. Lapho izipho. It's refusing. I'm gonna try it one more time. I can't. So I have to just paste this because, guys, month end is in a week's time. So, woo. Hey Han, welcome back to Belusi's channel. Today's video is based on a story time. I know that's your favorite. I know you're happy to see me here, especially if you are a returning subscriber, and that brings me to saying welcome my Han. Y'all are the real MVPs. Thank you so much for subscribing, and to you that just subscribed and you probably watched one or two videos so far, you are more than welcome to the family. Thank you for joining. Don't worry, you're not going to regret that decision. We have fun here. And to you that hasn't subscribed yet, don't worry, we are more than patient on this channel. We know you're going to subscribe whenever you're ready, and thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate that. So before you even go anywhere, please go on and like the video. Please do subscribe if you haven't. Okay, I'm asking you for the second time. Sound like I'm demanding, but okay, we're here now. So guys, I am so excited. We are on the road to 15,000 subscribers. I'm so excited, guys. Oh my god, the family is growing. And you know what's more exciting? The fact that we have subscribers from across the country. Oh my god, I'm always so happy to see that. Okay guys, let me stop rambling. I am going through the most. Like, this video was nearly not shot. It's like 5:30 p.m. and I'm supposed to go to Mpumalanga like soon after shooting this video. So you can imagine I'm literally like agitated because I keep getting calls from home saying I shouldn't drive at night. So don't worry, I'll make it. There's still like a bit of light outside, so I'm not too stressed. Today we are talking about my experience with your one and only Tinder dating site. Basically, if you are in your 20s, or rather you were born around 2000 and you are between 15 25 and you don't know what Tinder is, girl, please sit yourself. Like, chill. Guys, these braids these braids are braiding, man. Oh my god, I think I'm a little bit obsessed. Hit me up if you want a hookup on this. Let me start wasting time. Let's get straight into the video. Today we are having one of our faves, HUNZ, Canon Quop. It's a Cape blend anytime, bitch. Like, if you're a bad bitch and you drink rosé only because you're not into dry wine, I think we need a meeting, hun. Like, come see me. Oh, wait. Woo! Woo! Aduwe. Aduwele. 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 Okay. Ngiyadinake mna. I know myself. Ngiyadikake masingaba ngepiano. Oh, this is my favorite. Cling, cling. Ooh. I'm mandi, guys. I'm mandi. Plus, I haven't had it in a while. First of all, this is how I met the motherfucker. I'm sorry for swearing, but hey, my channel has age restrictions, so I guess I'm allowed to be myself, to be specific. As you guys know, the way we go about it, I have to give Mogai a name. Drum roll. What do we call you? Fats. Let's call him Fats. Don't get it wrong. This is not the Fats as in like fat, as in like a fat person. I'm saying Fats because it's like a short name related to like something he was involved in. So I think Fats will be easy to remember. Okay, so this is how I meet Fats. I mean, obviously it's gonna be obvious. I met him through Tinder, right? Tinder, only God knows. Like, this one random day I wake up and Jolo is doing the most on your girl, and I'm like, you know what, let's see what this Tinder thing has got for your girl. Get on Tinder. I do the things, you know, put my profile. Mind you, I'm in varsity. I think I was during second, third year then. I was obviously naive, right? So baby girl gets on Tinder. I was even like, look, you know when you don't take something serious and then boom, you find yourself kind of hooked because this person is literally telling you what you want to hear, right? Or rather, his profile had things that I kind of wanted to see, nah? So the best thing about that was that he obviously approached me. You know, like, guys, it's a thing when you like a person and they actually pursue you, and it's another thing when you like a person and you have to pursue them, if that makes sense. So I was obviously hooked because Fats started his thing properly, and was an man, guys, if that makes sense. So we spoke for like a week before we decided to meet up, nah? So long story short, what caught my eye on Fats' profile was that he said he's an events hoster. Obviously, I'm into events. My crew days were peaking then, so I just wanted to see myself at events, all right? So obviously, when you're a hoster, in my mind I was like, ooh, okay, got the right one, life is about to be fun. And then he said he was a politician. Okay, that part was true. Events hoster was alive. And then what else did he say? Some profession. I think it had to do with like engineering. That's some mechanical something, metallics. I can't remember, but yeah, there was something else like that, and something that I didn't understand. Like, it was a good profile. Like, some of the things obviously I was not so interested. A part of me was just like, okay, he's an entrepreneur, which is good enough. So me being me, fall into it. So there goes Fats. I like the fact that you are dedicated, you seem to be like, you know, someone that loves her books. You are still young, so I don't want to rush you into things. I'm quite experienced, you know. Like, I think that's another thing that annoys me about Fats up until today. Also, I'm coming to that. The reason why I'm saying up until today is because I think he's still the same person. He hasn't changed, because I actually spoke to him recently, and ciao, leopard never changes its spots, clearly. You know when you feel like you actually are a little bit out of a person's league, but you actually find yourself fitting for some funny reason. And I mean, not that you feel like this person is obviously trying to charm you, but no, you guys are vibing. Like, I'm sure people that have been on Tinder and they ended up going on dates with the people is because obviously sometimes you really feel the vibe. Like, sometimes the vibe is kind of real, or rather your guts actually coordinate with how the conversation is going. Then you end up going to a date with the person. So that's what happened between me and Fats, right? You know what's funny? I feel like he's gonna see this, because clearly a nigga stalks a girl, because once in a while I hear from him. Let me get into it. He tells me he's got some work with COSATU. So for those of you that don't know, COSATU is a South African trade union party. Actually one of them. He was involved in that, used to, you know, get some gigs with COSATU and yeah, do some jobs with it. I don't know why I actually didn't follow through. The day when this guy ghosted me, he had told me he has a gig with COSATU. My naive, dumb, low varsity, stupid girl ass then didn't go and check if COSATU had that business seminar, like that week seminar or 2 week seminar that he told me about, because that was his excuse, or rather his moment of ghosting me. Funny enough, like, I really looked for this guy for that 2 weeks of him ghosting me, but I still didn't check if COSATU really had that seminar.
You will end up in McDonald's.
What the hell, Tandy? Anyway, so yeah, fine. Let me not, I think I'm skipping a lot, so let me start with the dates now. So fine, he tells me, hey, I'm gonna be in Braamfontein. I was still at Vets then, and then he obviously has his COSATU meeting, blah 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 blah, and then we meet up. My hun, I fell in love with the guy on the spot. Like, let me tell you, I had been in relationships before I met this guy, and I never actually felt like, shit, I love a nigga. Literally on the first day. Oh my gracious Lord. So anyway, we fell in love. Why? Because the conversation was so perfect, in a sense that Now, when we started speaking about the school background, this guy tells me that he actually went to Wits, right? And he was part of the SRC, which actually, you guys know, when you're in varsity, like the SRC people are like your seniors, or rather the people you look up to, or rather the people you think they kind of own the school. I don't know why we think that, because there's obviously people that lead them. But yeah, that's how we take it, especially our first second year is like we really look up to these motherfuckers. I was like, oh shit, he was part of the SRC. Child. Now he's doing work with Kusatu. Now he's an events hoster. I was like, child, got a good one, right? I remember that night we actually went out. I think we went to Sumo. There was a Sumo club there in Joburg. I don't know if it's still there, but yeah, we went to Sumo with one of his friends. Nah? So this is the mistake he made. When we went to Sumo, he invited one of his friends, and this is how I got his first lie. Let me not rush into it. The friend was such an amazing guy, such a great night. After the club, we went to Res. Oh my god, I feel like I'm like going around the circle. Okay, so anyway, after Sumo, he drops me off at home. All great, right? Following day, nigga checks on me. He's actually very happy. Also, you know, this guy knew every corner of Wits. I think I should have picked up what's going on from there. But anyway, I mean, he told me he went to Wits for his varsity. So why should I start assuming things, you know? I was like, oh, okay, it actually makes sense, because he knew where my race was, he knew where my school was, and blah, 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 blah. So this is what happens now. As time goes, like every second day, this guy comes to my race to see me. So I would stand outside and he'd sit by the lawns, chat, and then he leaves. Like, he was young, but like his age he was, I think, 26, 27, and I was doing my second year. So a part of me was like, okay, you know, the age difference is not too much, and it makes sense that he's completed and now he works, right? Because some people finish early and their careers actually get right quicker, right? So sharp. He comes to see me every second day. We actually chill, walk around campus, go to some of the clubs. There was this party called Enduring Breakfast. He introduced me to it. And guys, like, you can imagine how, like, everything was just so smooth. I was so happy with this guy. Like, I fell in love. I remember this one girl. Okay, this is not part of the story, but I gotta say it because it is what it is. So this one time, I was so excited to see him, and I jumped into him when I saw him. Like, I came to raise, jump into him. I remember we ran to my room. I didn't even close the door, guys. The way I was so excited, and shit went down. And I remember this girl coming to say, hey, please just close the door at least. Like, this is literally just a clear picture of how happy I was every time I saw this motherfucker. Like, we became best friends, guys. 3 months down into it, I'm lying, 6 months, if not 8, nah? Like, we really pushed. It was a good one, and it was like consistent and a very good one, in a sense that every time it was exams, this guy would give me time, check on me, somehow advise me how I should tackle exams, direct me to the right people, to the right groups to actually practice, if that makes sense. You get it? So it was a perfect match, right? Okay, guys, fast forward. Your motherfucking Kosatu Fats guy. Just when I was enjoying myself, Fats takes me straight into hell. Why, Fats? What did I do, dog? Like, why did you have to do that to a girl? I was so innocent, though. Like, I was so innocent. So this is where the red flags started, guys, and I didn't want to listen to them. It got to a point where Fats didn't want to go out with me, and he wouldn't want me to be out at night, in a sense. Like, he always check on me and make sure that I don't go out as much as I used to. And it made me feel guilty, in a sense that he'd say, you know, Tandy, you're still in second year, you're still young, you need to build your career, like don't rush it, but like you need to be very focused, because in the next 2-3 years you'll be 25, 26, and you realize that you wasted so much time. So I don't want you to be in the streets and doing wrong things, because, you know, Braamfontein is very toxic. It's easy for you to get distracted, blah 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 blah, right? So I kind of felt the energy, or rather picked up the red flags, but I chose not to listen to them, because why? I love the motherfucker, right? And I mean, he is introduced to my friends, like my circle knew about him. Like, I felt like I'm safe, I'm in a relationship, right? Okay, Okay guys, the first Nike starts. I bump into the motherfucker on campus. Where do I bump into the motherfucker? At the exams hall. So it's like he had just finished writing, he's carrying a paper. Like he's carrying papers, he's walking with the same guy that we went to sumo with. I walk up to him, this was during exam time, towards the end of the year. I walk up to him, I'm like, hi baby, you know, I'm chilled about it, but I'm like, were you writing exams? What's happening? You know, I don't want to be too much into it, especially because he was with a friend. Do not make him uncomfortable, because a part of me told me, okay, he's probably doing his post-grad and he didn't want to tell me, which is okay. I didn't like mind, but I was like, I need to hint that, listen, this is not, like, this was not mentioned in your profile. What's happening? So I wait for him, like, past the day. The following day he didn't come to me, so I decided to call him, and I'm like, actually, tell me, were you writing an exam? What's happening? Guess what the nigga says? He's like, no, he was invigilating. So he was asked to come invigilate. Once in a while, he comes and vigilates.
Child. Anyway, so
I'm like, okay, no problem. I let it go. Okay, time goes. Man, I always see his friend, ne? Every time I see that friend that we went to sumo with, I see him and I'm like, hey, you know, sometimes I'm like, where's Fats? He tells me he's around, and every time the way he answers, I don't know if this guy was not hinted that Fats told me he's not at Braids, he works and he stays outside. But yeah, he always answered me as a person that says, like, Fats actually is on campus, like Fats studies at Braids, nah? But I still let it go. Eventually, because I am that bitch. So this one time he comes in his car, né? He picks me up, we're going for lunch. We go to the restaurant, everything goes well. In the middle of the conversations, because I could feel that, he's not the same person. So something tells me, you know what, go search his car. Like, check if you won't find a student card or books or something. So I'm like, you know what, babes, there's something I need in the car quickly. So I tell myself, you know what, run to the car, search for nothing, and then you probably find the truth. Alright guys, fast forward, there I am in the car. Open the cabio. The cabio didn't waste my time, honey. Open, there is a student card. His name, his student number. Write down his student number, keep quiet. And show me guys. I check his books. The books say education, campus, blah blah blah. So in other words, he was doing education. I close here, I jot down the information in my phone, I walk back to the restaurant. No problem. I get back, the lunch continues as it was. Smooth, guys. And when we're done, nigga drops me off at Braids. You know, also, these are the red flags. When you were used to a person going with you at his place every time you guys go out or go for lunch, whatever, and you go to his place first, even if you don't sleep there, like, we'd usually go to his place, do whatever, and then he drops me off on campus. So lately, this motherfucker just drops me off. Like, it's like, me and I said, Jola, but we can't be intimate no more. Alright guys, I'm too late. Fast forward, probably a week or two later after that lunch, he comes, he tells me there's a COSATU event he needs to go to. It's gonna be for 2 weeks, so I must just know, because they booked them at some resort or gai, and it looks like the network there is a problem. Oh. And I'm like, no problem, my honey, 2 weeks is not so bad. Just make sure it's like every time you get network, come. I'm sure me girlfriend, I understand that. So I'm like, you know what, my baby, it's okay, I'll try to be patient, and also this is work, I need you to work for us. Oh, also, nigga fed me, guys, nigga fed me. So I was thinking of the food and the drinks when you was telling me about the whole event. I was like, no, it's okay, my baby, enjoy the seminar nonetheless, and yeah, just make sure every time you get a chance, like, you text me or say something, yabo? There was Fats gone with COSATU.
wow.
Please ask me who was COSATU. COSATU was a baby mama. Guys, why are niggas like this? COSATU wasn't work. COSATU was, oh, baby mama. Believe you me, I find this out literally a year or two later. So apparently baby girl was pregnant, and I think what actually gets to me is that I don't know whether baby girl got pregnant in my relationship or she got pregnant before and she decided to come tell this guy later into it. I don't understand. Like, I still needed Please comment down below and let me know if you think I'ma still call this guy and get closure and like find out, just to find out. I mean, there's no strings attached, but like comment down below, let me know if it's worth it. I think I need to kind of either set a meeting, like a small lunch, because he's been trying to reach out, like he wanted me back for as long as I know. I mean, this thing happened like 6-7 years ago, but yeah, he's been trying to reach out. I see him on Facebook all the time. He comments on my shit. When he left, he was MIA for like a year, or rather a year and a half, and then boom, suddenly I see him on Facebook request, whatever, and I still don't have closure. I just found out, like in a nutshell, he said to me he had to go find a way to take care of his child. He was panicking. That was his first child and he was still young. He didn't know what to do. He had just had a child when he disappeared, and blah 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 blah, like a whole lot. He said a lot, and I was just like, you know what, I'm over it, because I had moved on then. But yeah, let me know guys, do you think I should find closure? Do you think I should try find closure? Wait, back to the Kosatu. So 2 days into it, man, Uniga doesn't even text. I mean, I go to my phone, search Fats, are you okay? What's happening? You know? Now I start stressing. I don't even know if he's not trying to talk to me. Like I'm not even, actually I'm not there. Like I'm thinking something might have happened to him, you know, or really there's no network there. But now this is what gets me, nah? I called a friend. I had the friend's number, the one from Sumo. I'm like, hey, when else did you talk to Fats? He's like, yesterday. I'm like, you know, I've been trying to reach out. Please tell him to call me. The fact that his friend said he spoke to him a day before, and I've been looking for him for like 2 days, told me that I'm being ignored. Nah? So basically, his phone would ring, but he wouldn't pick up. So now I couldn't have said, okay, maybe it's network or anything. I knew that he's straight up not calling me. Okay, sharp. 5-6 days later, I'm like, no man, this is not normal. I call, I drop text. I'm like, dude, I'm starting to get worried. Please just say something, because I'm just literally worried about you, if that makes sense, Hans. Like, I was just a concerned girlfriend at that point. Nothing. 2 weeks later, guys, easy barely 2 weeks, this guy didn't come back. I'm like, no, this is not it. Now I'm calling another friend. I'm like, dude, when last did you talk to Fats? I've been looking for him. He told me he's going to some Kosatu event. I'm sure this friend saw that I'm just some crazy bitch that's just so dumb. You obviously knew what was going on with Fats, and me explaining like I'm convinced or I'm certain that this nigga went to some Kosatu event. I've never felt so stupid. I think 3-4 months into it, still no answer, né? And mind you, his phone rings, he doesn't pick up. I leave texts, he reads them. Eventually, he blocks me on WhatsApp, he blocks me on calls. I'm like, okay, all right, this is not Kosatu. And then I start adding 1 and 2 together. I'm like, all right, nigga's gone. I was like, mvuleleni bantu baphansi. This is not normal. Is it me or what? I remember crying in my rest bed because that started hurting my feelings so bad. I remember calling my best friend and I was like, dude, I'm worried, I'm stressed, I don't know what's going on, I don't know what I did wrong. This nigga just disappeared. He told me 1, 2, 3, I'm trying to get a hold of him, and he totally for me. And then my friend goes, you know what, let's just go to the friend. Luckily my friend knew where one of the friends stayed, right, on campus. We go to him, and because poor thing saw that I'm just so stressed and I'm somehow depressed, and maybe he was thinking this one won't be able to continue with the exams, and he's like, you know what, I'm not gonna, like, he cut a long story short for me. He was like, I'm not gonna lie, I just want you to know that Norman is not in a good space. Did I just say Norman? Aha! Drop the bomb! I'm not gonna edit this out because, child,
I said what I said.
Who am I though? I'm so stupid. I'm really not editing this out because a part of me feels like this was meant to happen. So it is what it is. Name dropped. Fuck it. Okay, so anyway, yes, Fats. So yeah, he says, you know what, I'm not gonna lie to you, Fats is going through some shit, and I'm telling you this because I care about you and I see that you're really stressed. I don't want you to stress. Please go on with your exams, pass your exams. Soon after you're done with your exams, you come back, I'll take you to him, Yo, I nearly said his name again. But anyway, you guys heard it. I think he knows. Like, I think he... Like, I don't know, you guys might think I'm savage, but yeah, I think when I call him, should you guys agree that I call him to get closure? Like, I'm gonna record him or something so that the story becomes another story time. I think he will know that I probably dropped his name because he knows how much he's cost inside me. He knows how much I've went, you know, he kind of like wants me to actually let it out there so that I can heal, because he knows I haven't healed. So yeah, anyway, fast forward, yeah, he's like, listen, I will give you all the information after the exams. So the friend was just like, please go write. When you're done, come back. I remember he even asked me, when is your last exam? And he's like, listen, I'll take you to lunch personally, and then I will tell you everything. And I will tell Fats. He was like, I'll tell Fats as well that I'm gonna drop the bomb because it's not fair that you go through this, because whatever he's going through is a long-term thing. And yeah, to cut a long story short, come back when you're done with exams and we'll take it from there. I was like, okay, sharp. Guys, I couldn't wait for my last exams. Finished, ran to Fats' friend's race. I was like, dude, it's the time. He was like, no problem. Get into the car. We went for lunch. Guess what? Niggas in Joburg. So the story was, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna tell him to get back and tell you the truth, because I know that he's planning to tell you, he just doesn't know how, but I'm gonna tell you a bit of it. So Fats just had a child. He impregnated some girl. This girl threatened him if he was not present for her. This girl wanted 1, 2, 3 from him, and because he was panicking, when he told his family was like, please just be there for her so that the child is healthy. You know, after the child is born, they're gonna pay the damages. He takes the child. Like, the mom apparently was like, listen, Fats, just be there for the child. Like, forget what threats this woman is making. Be there for the child. That's how apparently Fats disappeared from my life for a whole year and a half. And you can't just say a stupid thing as, I'm about to have a child, I need to be there for my child, and you at least talk to me. We dated for a good 8 months plus. You want to tell me you can't say, I want to be there for my child, and I can see you even once a month? Don't fuck with me, motherfucker. That was painful. I remember when the friend told me, I cried. Like, you know what crying is? I've never had so many taquitos in my life, because I remember I called my best friend to come to the lunch I was having with his friend, and I've never had so many taquitos, because I was just like, let me just drown it down my head and forget about it. And I remember just the day after, I was like, I'm letting it go. I prayed about it. I was like, God, help me let it go. Still hurts when I hear about it. Anyway, so yeah, you guys let me know if you want me to continue the story by simply calling Fats to actually explain, and then I will tell you more about it. But yeah, that's what I heard. And until today, I'm not sure if Fats impregnated the girl while we were dating, and that's why he couldn't say anything and ghosted me, or he impregnated the girl before we started dating, and then now the girl came and threatened him. But all I know is that the child wasn't born when he ghosted me. So that's what I think I want to know, you know what I mean? And I saw that he's a father on Facebook, which actually made everything come together. When I checked his profile, I was like, oh, actually he is a father, so it is true. And you know what's funny? Every time he texts me or inbox me, like the whole story just gets back to me, and I'm like, this one is evil. This one is coming to actually ruin my life, so I'm not gonna allow him to. Like, it's so bad that I feel like I'm haunted by the story. But yeah, I guess one day we'll find closure. So yeah, basically until today, Hans, I'm still trying to find out what happened, because you're not gonna ghost me for a whole year and a half, if not 2 years, and you want to come back and you want to act cool. Like, this nigga actually was trying to act fool with me on some let's meet up for lunch. And because I'm savage, you know what I did the other day? When I realized actually this thing really hurt me, I allowed him to come visit me the other day. As much as it was like 5 years later, he came to visit me. I had like a quick job somewhere back home, and he came to visit me at work, and I just couldn't stand seeing his sight. Like, I was just like, get out of my face. It's so fucked up because I know he traveled like miles to get to me, but I remember when I saw him, I was like, go back to where you're coming from. Yeah, I was actually watching some girl's YouTube story about how she got ghosted and she paid revenge. Funny enough, I didn't think about mine. Now I understand actually when I think about it. Like, it's so sad when you fall in love with someone and they ghost you. Damn, girl, damn. Like, I'd rather be ghosted on the first 2 days. Like, at least there aren't strings attached then, hopefully. But don't ghost me after so much, like after we've been so much together. I say Binda say. Anyway, this is where I'll end my story, HUNZ. Please don't forget to give this video a very big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't. Put on your notifications so you get notified every time I post. And once again, this is Belly Miss T. Thank you so much for staying up to this point. Stay blessed and beautiful. I love you. Mwah.